Hey guys, what's up? It's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you day 20 of the A to Z challenge. I love this one. I definitely used a lot of inspiration from the movie lot build that was already here, but I love this. I love this so much. I think I really, I was really in a spot of like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm so stressed and overwhelmed with everything. But I took my time with this build. This build took me 3 hours and 40 minutes, I think. Hence the very long video today. I don't think I've done a video this long since I first started I think my first video was like 35 minutes or something like that. I don't know how I spoke for that long, because I don't know how I'm going to speak for this long now. But, yeah, this build I love. I think I definitely could have done a bit more detailing in the makeup room and there's eight makeup rooms and eight clothing, getting dressed. What are those rooms? And then there are, so like there are all the small rooms down the side, and then there's also on each side a bathroom and like a movie star room, I guess, like the main cast, the whoever's the biggest, that's their little like relaxation room. But yeah, like I definitely could have used a lot more detail in the makeup and clothing rooms, but costume room. But I just was running out of motivation, and I was having way too much fun building the actual movie sets. Now, the two movies, oh, they're not movie sets, they're all TV sets, because this is a TV studio. So the two downstairs are actually sort of semi-based off things I've seen. One of them is the one of them is based off probably my favorite TV show ever. And if you can guess what it is, you will hold my eternal gratitude. That's what you'll have, because it's my favorite show. So yeah, if you can guess. And I left a few little hints here and there around, but as soon as you see it, if you know what the show is, I mean, I asked my roommate, and as soon as they saw it, they were like, "Are you kidding me? Are you serious? That's what you built?" Yes, that's what I built. It's my favorite show. Of course I'm gonna build it. The second one is based off one scene in a movie, but this is a TV show lot, so it's a TV show. And then upstairs is just a news room and another TV lot, TV studio. So if you would like to guess what my favorite show is, please do so in the comments, because I'm so happy with how this turned out. Even if it wasn't my favorite show and I was just building, I still love how this turned out. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't think it would be really all that possible to try and make my favorite movie, my favorite TV show happen in The Sims. But apparently, yeah, you can, and I love it. But before I keep on yabbering on about that, the makeup and costuming rooms, like I said before, they're pretty bland, but I did make them a different color on the wall, so that, in a movie studio, you could be like, all right, you need to go to the pink room, or you need to go to the green room, or you need to go to like, they're all different room numbers and names. So, like, if it's I think the pink room is upstairs, and so is the blue room, or the green room. But brown room and the grey room are both downstairs. So like if you've been to that studio a lot, then you know where to go. They say, oh yeah, go to the grey room. Like, okay, I'll go to the grey room. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The bathrooms are a little more loved, a little more attention paid to them. Mainly because I really wanted to use some fun, funky floor tile, and I did. So, no, there you go. I didn't want it to be just bland and boring. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't want it to be bland and boring, so I decided to kind of throw in some fun, funky build color scheme stuff. Clearly, I haven't got my brain cell back yet. Yeah, these rooms I didn't want to be too much of anything. Like I like you're just coming here to get dressed or to get your makeup done. I was originally going to put like the loose makeup along the counters and whatnot and overdo it, but the build was already 3 hours and 40 minutes. I just didn't, and it was also probably about half an hour past my bedtime by the time I finished it. So yeah, I just didn't really have the time to do it, and I was also worried that I wouldn't be able to get the build done in time. So like obviously I'm getting up in the morning and doing them in the moment, but the like the to get the video to render and upload, and I would like the amount of time it takes to voice it over and blah, like it would take a while. So I just did not do it basically. Yeah, I just yeah. No, I was not, did not have any more motivation in me. That's all I had, and I'm okay with that. I think I did pretty good with the actual movie lots. And to be fair, if it really annoys you that much, you can add a few more details. I didn't really know what else to add either. That's kind of all the reasons why I did not. I also put way too much effort into these. These are like the rooms for the movie stars, I guess. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think they're all definitely personalized and stylized in a way that is very clearly an individual, like someone. It's not just, you know, a generic, it's someone actually is has styled this room the way they like it. And I love it. I definitely think some of these rooms are definitely filled with a few divas. You know, those actors and actresses who you're like, oh, we have to work with you today. Okay, this is going to be great fun. And it's not. It's horrible, and you wish they weren't there because they're just a total diva. But some of these rooms are like, this person seems alright, this person seems fun, this person seems caring. So, yeah, I hope you like them. That's where I gave up on like, when I pull the makeup off the counter, that's where I give up and go, yeah, no, I've got a long build ahead of me. I actually took multiple breaks from this build, and I think that's why it did so well. It's because I did take so many breaks. Like I'm gonna do a build this morning before I go and get my keys to my new place, my new room. But I don't think I'm gonna spend as much time in any other build as I do this one, for this challenge. Because this took up so much of my time and I made such a long video, and I normally if I had a video this long, I would break it up into 2 bits so that I wasn't blabbering on for so long and boring you guys to death. So I would have put out like 2 15-minute-ish videos. but instead I'd have to put out a almost 30-minute video because this is a challenge. It's a once a day, yeah. And I know that technically the marketplace build, it is being done in 2 parts because the marketplace is the M build, but then the rest of the build is not. It's because it's a communal lot. You've got a community lot. You've got to do the rest of the what do you call it? Like the other 3 places: the community garden, the community, whatever the other 2 are. I don't really. It's the first time I've ever built one of them, so yeah, I'm saving the rest of those builds for next month. It'll probably be one of the first ones that come out, but I'm also coming out with some other videos that are slightly different to my normal. Like, I've kind of done videos like this before, but I don't know. I want to try and change it up a bit. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I don't know, have lots of fun trying different things. Because sometimes I just don't have the time or mental capacity to do a build, and I just lose so much motivation. Whereas these other types, it's still The Sims, but I don't have to push myself to a breaking point to get something done. If I'm not mentally there to do a build, I'm not mentally there to do a build, and this is a good way to try and give myself just a little bit of a break. Because sometimes, yeah, I lose so much motivation, and I just need a little break. So that's, yeah. But yeah, long story short, the marketplace build will, like the rest of it, will be coming out. It is a build that I have for you guys. Just not this challenge. It'll be later on. But speaking of this challenge, if you would like to pick the last 2 builds of the challenge, please head to the Discord below, and there is a channel within that Discord where you can vote on what builds you want to see the last 2 days. It does not have to be a particular number, yes. Wow, I'm tired. It doesn't have to be a particular letter, but if you had an idea for a letter that I haven't done or you don't think I'm going to do, let me know down there and we'll vote, and that is what I will do. So yeah, if you have ideas, please do them, and I will build them. And if there's more build ideas than there are days, i.e. if there's more than 2 ideas, I'll still build them. I just won't build them during the challenge. It'll just be the top 2. And like I've said in a previous video, if no voting happens, I'm just gonna get 2 of my roommates to pick from a list of 60 build ideas I have, because I sat down one day with a whiteboard and just wrote so many different ideas that I filled up what little space I had in the whiteboard for those ideas. Now this is the build here, this lot, this studio room, whatever you want to call it, is the build for the movie. Because as soon as I saw the bus, it made me think of the scene, and I wanted to try and replicate a particular point in that scene, and I definitely thought much larger than what I had space for, because I originally wanted to have a playground on one side and like just random bushy streets on the other, like really bushy forest line type trees, if that makes sense. Like you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. I did have to downsize so many trees because, well, they wouldn't fit otherwise, and they would stick through the floor of the studio above, which I think if it was I do a new studio. If it was the new studio, that wouldn't be okay because then they'd just be sticking out of the floor. But if it was the other studio, I don't think it would have mattered too much because it's also pretty green. But yeah, I made them small enough. And I wanted to make it kind of look like a forest. So yeah, I loved doing this build. This is my favorite part right here. This was the bit that made me the happiest. This is the one that I tried to replicate my favorite movie to the best of my ability. Oh, not my movie, sorry, favorite TV show. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I would love to visit this set because it would mean being able to meet the cast members, and I think I'd lose my marbles. Absolutely lose my marbles. Yeah, like I said, I love this set. And just being able to visit, like, just even visiting the set alone and not even meeting the cast members, that would make me so happy. So, yeah. If you want to guess what you think it is, please do guess because I love it. Oh, flattered me. And I would love to know if you guys have also watched it because I pretty much ask everyone I know. They're like, I don't know what to watch. What do you have any recommend? This is what I recommend. This is what I recommend. And I've had a few people be like, really? You need to stop recommending that to people. And I won't. I refuse to. Because the people who are like, you need to stop, they've had to watch it with me. And then have found me watching it multiple times. I wanted to put a little, like, window to the outside, to the outside, and the outside is space. So I had to try and put, yeah, that little space out there. That was the best I could find. Most other rooms actually put green screen, like, well, I say green screen, it's just a giant green wall, but green screen to try and make it, I don't know, I wanted it to feel nice. I wanted it, well, not nice, but like accurate. I wanted it to feel like, you know, in the other scene, there are all the plants and whatnot, but in this one, if it's in space, I kind of need to have space from the window. There aren't any really good windows to have put, so that's the one I end up putting. But yeah, the I love this build. I think this is going to be one of the builds I actually try and do in the future. Maybe not in terms of like the TV show, like I try and do the build from the TV show, but just a build like this because I love it. I think it's just, yeah, it, I'm so happy. I can't even begin to explain how happy I am with this build. It's I feel like if I were to just build this not being a TV lot and just building it, it would be even better because I wouldn't be constrained by having to make it look good from one angle, like one wall, I guess, because it is a TV studio, and being like a, I don't know, a house or a maybe even like I put it in a, I don't know, just whatever I do with this build, like I love it so much, and I know like I sound like I'm just tooting my own horn, but I've never been so proud of a build of mine before. And I'm going to always be proud of this one. It's I just Like, this is the stuff I would imagine that Celine Dion would make, and I'm doing it, and I feel so proud and accomplished of myself, and I think we should all be proud of ourselves for things that we've worked hard on. Like the rest of this build, I'm not proud of the. It's not that I'm not proud, but I definitely could have put a lot more effort into the makeup rooms. Like I've said before, like I did not put much effort into that sort of area. So yeah, I'm just oh, I think this is one of the builds I will always, always, always be proud of, and never like it'll never get old. It'll never be one that I feel like I'll come back in like, I don't know, 5, 10 years and be like, yep, this still is awesome. Probably the best thing I've ever done. And I mean, when you compare it to some of my older builds, yeah, this is probably one of the best things I've ever done. I think something just clicked in my brain and made sense. Like even there were other builds, the other lots, the other studios, I guess, I don't know, whatever it is. Like the rest of this, I think it's fantastic. I also realized this lot's uneven, and I was going to fix it. The set, that's the word I should be using. This set is uneven, and I went to fix it, but I'd already put everything in and on it, and I didn't want to have to redo it, so I did not. But this is the newscaster, broadcasting the news, whatever you want to call it. It's that. That's where the news gets done, and it is pretty bland and boring. I'm not gonna lie, it is. But back here isn't. This is all like the research area where they actually pull up the news stories and the writing and the editing and the whatnot. There was a news van and I did want to add it, but it wasn't gonna fit, so I didn't. And that was right at the start of this video. I don't know if you saw that. Like, oh, news van, cool. Oh, it's not gonna fit. Never mind. And that was as far as that thought went. So, yeah, I definitely put a lot more effort into the build back here. Sorry, the studio back here. But I also imagine you wouldn't have like a lot of. I don't know. I just feel like it would be a lot more stuff done back here than at the front. At the front is just report the news and present it. Whereas back here is like, this is where you relax and you, I don't know, organize. Oh, pardon me. So like when the newscasters are done, that's where they go hang out at the back and they eat and they take breaks back there and whatnot. But yeah, I just couldn't be bothered to fix the fact that it was a little broken. And then yeah, this last one here is kind of a camping vibe. I don't know. It's a house, a cabin in the woods, and there's a tent and someone lives in the tent. It's probably like, there's a family who live here, like a maybe like a husband and a wife, and they're always like bickering and fighting, like an old married couple type thing. Nothing serious, but bickering and fighting, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go sleep out in the tent," and she's like, "Ah, oh, whatever," and yeah, like they play, like they both still dearly love each other, but he likes to camp and she wants to give him an excuse to be able to go camp, if that makes, like, he wants to do it, but she's too proud to admit that. Yeah, they're both too proud to admit things, so they kind of have their own little game where they just play, argue, and then yeah. Or maybe it's a grumpy old man who lives here and some younger person who's like, I just need somewhere to stay, I'll work for you, I promise. And he's like, yeah, you can go stay out in the tent and this is my house, you don't come into my house, and blah, blah, and then he eventually is like, you know, on rainy nights and whatever, like, oh, whatever, you can come and sleep on the couch and blah blah. You know, like those grumpy old men who are like, rah, I'm never gonna let you do this or that, and then they do, and they're actually just the sweetest person ever. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Or it could be a comedy. It could be a, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be a survival type thing where they can't leave this area, or I have no idea. But I don't know if you noticed all the green screen, all the green walls around, but that's what I was talking before about the green screen. Yes, it was in the newsroom as well, but I also put it in this because I was like, I can't really emulate a big forest in the background with not much space. I'm just gonna put a green screen and they can green screen it in. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I think this is a fun little studio, and I don't know what it could be. I don't know what type of movie it could be, but I imagine people who, I'm forgetting words and how they work. People who play The Sims but make The Sims storytellers. That's the word. Like I imagine storytellers could take this and make it better. Like they could actually turn it into something and use it in their storytelling. That's what a lot of these lots are actually kind of good for. Like the quilt store, yeah, you could technically sell the stuff and use it as a retail store, but a lot of it is supposed to be for storytelling. I mean, not specifically for storytelling, but it benefits storytellers, and I'm like, that's fine by me. Like, I feel like there's not enough weird, funky builds in the world, and I want to supply said weird, funky builds. So that's kind of the goal of this challenge, was to just go a bit crazy and have fun and get outside the box. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to use these builds, but I had lots of fun building said build. Also, all these Sims were just in the building the entire time, and I had to build, and they just kept like shifting around and then taking screenshots. They were all just standing there. That's why they're all just standing there. But yeah, please let me know down in the comments below if you know what the bottom two studio lots were based off. One is a TV show, it's probably my favorite TV show, and the other one is a scene from a movie. Just like one particular scene from one particular movie. But yeah, besides that, if you liked it, please let me know down below. If you would like to vote on the last 2 days of the challenge, please go to the Discord. I sorted out all the issues with it, so everything should be fine and funky and dandy over there. And if you want to take part in the challenge, please, 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 please leave your gallery ID down below, because I would love to check out what you guys do. I think some of the people out there who played this game are just the most creative people on this planet, and honestly should be shared and loved and valued, because you guys are amazing. And even if you're a beginner and you would like to just sort of try maybe one of the builds or whatever, still let me know down below. I would love to check them out, because yeah, again, I'd love to see what you guys do with these builds. On this challenge, because yeah, I had so much fun with it, and I really would love to see what you guys have done with it. But that is finally enough for this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.